Hey everyone, Leslie here. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm pretty new to YouTube, and so I'm learning lots of new things, and I want to help you learn those things right along with me. One of the things I've learned, and you've probably noticed as well, is that in order to get people to look at your videos, you're going to have a good thumbnail or something that makes them want to click. And so I've recently learned that Canva app, C-A-N-V-A, is a really easy app to use to create nice looking thumbnails. So that's what this tutorial is all about. And if you like it, I hope you'll hit the subscribe button and the like button. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go to canva.com, and then we're going to create a design by starting with an image. So I'm going to pull an image from my desktop over to the Canva, and once it gets over here, I'm going to edit that image. And I do that by hitting the effects button up here. So I want to have the background taken away, so I can hit background removal. And so that takes just a little bit of time. You have to kind of wait for it to get that all edited out. And once it does, you'll have your image. It's like magic. So it takes out all the stuff in the background. So that's my start. And what I do is I go ahead and I download that to my desktop and start with that image here in a minute when we start a project. So let's go ahead and save that to the desktop. And so now it's on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and name it so I'll be able to find it pretty easy. I'm going to call it Leslie's Reindeer Ears. And then I'm using a Mac, so that might look a little different to you, but there we go. Save it to the desktop, and now we've saved that design. And now I'm going to go back into Canva and get out of this, go back to Canva. And now I'm going to create a design, starting out with entering a custom size. So we create a design and start with a custom size. So the size of your thumbnail should be 1920 by 1080. That's the perfect size for your thumbnail for YouTube. So now you have this nice little canvas to start with that's the right measurements. So I'm going to start by pulling in that, I don't know why that picture's there, but I'm going to start by pulling in the picture that I took out the background. And so the way we do that is we go over to our images that we've saved. There we go. That one's much better. And I don't really like the size of it, so I'm going to increase the size so that it'll fit really nice over here on this side, using the idea of thirds. And I tried it over here on the right, but I didn't like it. So I went ahead and kept it on the left side. So now we have our background. And I want to add some color. So I'm going to add the red using the background part. And now I want to add some Christmas elements. So I added a couple of different things. So if you'll notice here over on the side, you have all these different icons, and I just chose elements, and then I typed in Christmas, and I tried out this little theme, but I felt like it was too red and it didn't really stand out very good. So I went ahead and pulled that out and started looking again. And there's so many things to choose from that I get overwhelmed because there are so many cool things to choose from the Canva app. So I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and I finally came up with a couple of different ideas, but I wanted something to go across the top, kind of like some lights or something like streamers or something. So eventually I came up with these lights. So I felt like that was a little bit big, so I resized it a little bit by just pulling those corners up, and then I copied it. So the way you copy is you click on your image, and then you go up here to this little icon to copy. So now I have 2, and it looks like I'm going to need 1 more. So I'm going to do the same thing again. And now it's just a little bit big. So I had to kind of edit around with that, move them around, get it to where I kind of liked it. There we go. Not perfect, but it'll do. So now we've got the little lights going across the top. So what is my topic? How am I going to add my topic here? So I went over to text on the left there, and I chose add a heading because that one's usually pretty good size. And I kind of played around with ideas on what I wanted to put here, but it was going to be about making Christmas presents, inexpensive Christmas presents. And after looking around in YouTube, I found that using the DIY in your title is a good start. So I used DIY Christmas gifts, and I wanted that to be a little bit bigger, so I increased the font size and I make it white. Then I decided that the Christmas gifts, I wanted it to be a different font. And I actually cut out quite a bit of editing here on this video because I could not decide. But I finally came up with one of the fonts on the side here. Not that one. That's not the one we settled with. Still not satisfied. I just kept messing with that. And I finally found a font that I kind of liked. Right here. There we go. So it's kind of quirky looking, and I thought that would work good. And so then I wanted to use one of these little pre-made signs that was in the text. So I chose this one. I'm going to pull it over, and then I'm going to edit what it says. All you have to do is just highlight it and type in what you want. So I wanted it to be the points that the gifts that we're going to be making on this they are inexpensive and easy. So I wanted those words to really stand out. And you can delete this section. That was part of that little template. And I think I want these to be white. So I go up to the font and I change the color to white. And I'm liking how it looks, but I did a little more tweaking. I'm going to move this a little bit. So I feel like it needs something more. Now I'm going to go back to the elements. Because instead of typing the word 5 DIY Christmas gifts, I wanted to have some kind of graphic 5. So I'm bringing that 5 over, and I'm going to resize it a little bit. So see how the green just kind of pops with that? So now I have 5 DIY Christmas gifts, inexpensive and easy. Not saying this is perfect, but this is a great start. Then I wasn't sure if I needed something else over here where my figure is with the little reindeer ears. And so I added some snow border up to the top. Tried a couple of different things, but I didn't really like it. I added this little cutie, and then there's some snow above my head. And now that we're finished, all we have to do is download it, and I downloaded it to my desktop so that whenever I get finished with my YouTube video, I'll have this ready to upload to YouTube. So that's basically it. And I certainly couldn't have done it without the help of Canva. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope you'll come back for more as I keep learning all kinds of new things for my YouTube channel.